Hello, and welcome to this Infilink video. In this video, we are going to check out the timer objects offered by Infilink. Many HMI or SCADA projects require to set up certain actions which need to happen at certain intervals. Infilink timer objects can be used for this purpose. Infilink timer objects are basically memory objects with no visual representation of their own. You can have timer counting at 1 second or 100 millisecond intervals. On the screen, you are looking at an Infilink demo project demonstrating timers. This project gets installed on your computer when you install Infilink. 3 timer objects are used in this project. You can have many timer objects in your project. Infilink puts no limit on their count. Timer object T1 is represented here. It has the preset value of 10 and it is counting at 1 second interval. Timer keeps on counting as long as its enable property is set to true. If the enable property is set to false, then timer stops counting and remains in that state. When reset property is set to true, then timer stops counting, its elapsed and remaining time counters are set to 0 and reset property is set to false. When elapsed count equals preset count, then time up event is raised. Elapsed count is set to 0 and remaining count is set to preset value and timer starts all over again. We can see 2 more timer objects used here. Timer T2 is having preset value of 500 and it is counting at 100 millisecond interval. Timer T3 has preset value of 100 and it is also counting at 100 millisecond interval. The graphical representation of these timer objects is done by using normal Infilink graphics objects and animations. Now let us switch to design mode and check up how timers are set. On this dialog box, we are seeing typical setup for timer. Timer has a name, description. You need to define preset count. Valid range for preset count is between 1 to 9,999. Then select the timer resolution. Timer has 6 different properties, as seen here. You will have to associate tags for enable and time up properties. Associating tags for other 4 properties is optional. When the timer runs in the run mode, tags associated with preset, elapsed and remaining count properties will be updated continuously. At time up event, timer object will toggle the tag associated with time up property if the tag is of discrete type. If the tag associated with time-up property is non-discrete numeric type, then it will be increment at the time-up event. By default, timer object will be in the disabled state. It will start counting only when explicitly enabled by the user by setting the enable property to true. The preset value of the timer object can be changed at runtime. You should ensure that the preset value set in runtime should be in the valid range of 1 to 99.99. Attempt to write invalid value to preset property will be ignored. You can create as many timer objects in a project as needed. All timer objects will run simultaneously during the run mode. Timer objects are just memory objects and do not have any graphical user interface. If required, you should create necessary user interface. Infilink help documentation provides all the information regarding these timer objects. That is all I have for timer objects. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.